Hey guys, welcome back to New Stuff TV. And to all you new guys and girls who just showed up, welcome for the first time. I'm your host, Antoine. I'm trying to figure this stuff out, why in the world Sony would do something like this, Richardson. Because today we're going to be checking out their new tiny, I'm not going to say tiny, but smaller Bluetooth speaker called the Sony SRS XE200. This is the smaller brother to the XE300, but it's not that much smaller, and we'll get to see how close they are in the next video. But to show you how close it is to the XE300, I have the JBL Charge here, which is the direct competitor to the XE300, and here you go. They are pretty much the same size, man. This is a large, small Bluetooth speaker. It's the big little thing. So because of its size and because where it sits in the Sony lineup for this year, it is actually a direct competitor to the JBL Flip 6. This is going to be interesting. Now, when comparing these two little noisemakers to each other, you have to take into account a couple of things. One is going to be size, and the other is going to be form factor, and another one might even be battery life. The new Sony XE200 is bragging about 16 hours of battery life. That means you can play this thing for 2 work days straight before you actually have to charge it up. Now, that might cause some of you to flip out because the JBL Flip 6 is only giving you about 12 hours worth of battery life. In terms of durability, they're both IP67 waterproof and dustproof, meaning that you can dunk them in a pool or play with them in sand or whatever you're gonna do. And I have confirmed that they both do float in water. Should you drop them in the pool or the lake or something, you can actually retrieve them. When it comes to the interface, the JBL Flip 6 has 2 panels. This one right here on the back starts off with the branding Flip 6 to let you know what you're jamming with. But then you have your power button and your Bluetooth pairing button. You have your charging indicator, or your battery indicator, I should say, and then you have your USB-C charge in. On the top side of the Flip 6, I really wish they would have added more contrast to these buttons so you can see them better. Since you're using these most of the time, I wish they would have used this cool blue right here, or even the orange that's inlaid behind the blue. But nonetheless, you have the play button, the up and down button, or plus and minus, and then you have your JBL Party Boost button. Checking out the back of the XE200, you start off with your power button. Then you get to your Bluetooth pairing button, your answer and end call button, which the JBL Flip 6 cannot do because it doesn't have a microphone to take a phone call, and I wish it did. And then you have your up and down, your plus and minus, as well as your battery indicator button, and then your mute button to mute those phone calls when you don't want anybody up in your business. As opposed to the JBL Flip having the exposed USB-C input for charging, you have this back flap here on the XE200. That's where your USB-C charging port lies. Both of them are super portable, being that they're pretty small. The JBL Flip 6 is much smaller, and it has a cylindrical form factor. We'll get into that in a second. But they're super portable because they come with these lanyard straps that you can just use and hang them from things, or just for a quick grab when you need to pick it up. In the case of portability, size and form factor is freaking huge, and I think Sony probably dropped the ball on this one, man. This speaker is huge compared to the Flip, and you can see it's got a big difference in the length as well as the girth. Now, usually size is bigger is better, right? Usually it is so. But in this case, man, I gotta go with the smaller JBL Flip because this size right here fits nice and snugly into a water bottle holder on your bicycle or ATV, or even in your car or something like that. And I don't have massive hands, but this thing just kind of just fits in my hand, and I can just hold it almost like a can of like Red Bull or something. Whereas with the XE200, I can't really get my hands around it, but it is very grippable. But since it's a little bit on the larger side, it's not gonna fit so easily into your standard water bottle holder. Now, since these are speakers, the sound is going to be a huge factor on which one you choose, right? Sony decided to go a much different route from their normal, with encasing the radiators on the top and the bottom, or the sides, whichever way you have this thing laying. And they are going full throttle on their line diffuser here, which is supposed to direct sound, not just straight forward, but out at an angle. That way you can get sound coming from multiple angles of this thing, and it just broadens out the sound. And I'll be honest, it does project sound very well, but I'm not sure if covering up these radiators was a good idea. And I have to mention they have two dynamic drivers sitting in here producing all that sound. Whereas JBL Flip 6 decided to go with a two-way speaker system. You have a woofer as well as a tweeter in here. And then you have the exposed, the exposed radiators on the sides of the speaker. Both speakers are app connected and you can adjust the sound profiles with the 3-band EQ inside of the app. Also, both of them can be connected to other like-minded speakers within the app because Sony has Party Connect and JBL has Party Boost. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Because of the size, I should probably compare it to the JBL Charge 5. Man, it is embarrassing what the Charge 5 would do to the XE200. I'm not even gonna go there because I've already done a comparison video with the JBL Charge 5 and the bigger XE300, and JBL puts the XE300 to shame in my opinion. So this right here is just a moot point. So it is a direct competitor to the JBL Flip 6, and that is what we're gonna find out. Which one of these actually sound better? That's gonna be up to you. It is not my decision because everybody's ears are different and everybody has their own taste. So let's go out in the other room and see what you think. Okay guys, just to be fair, I'm not gonna EQ them. I'm gonna play them the way they come out of the box. Sony actually comes out of the box with the Clear Audio Plus Engaged. It does not have a mega bass feature. They wiped that out of their XE series of speakers. I'm not sure why. Clear Audio Plus is how it comes, and it says Sony's recommended sound settings for music listening with one simple operation. I will go back and then I will go into the JBL app and I will make sure that the Flip 6 is not EQ'd. Let's get it connected first. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, JBL. Gotta speed things up, man. Okay, I'm turning the 3-band EQ off of the JBL because it does not come like that out of the box. This is JBL's way of playing the speaker with a flat EQ. And let's be honest, it actually does sound pretty good once you play it like that. So now that I have that taken care of, let's get into some jams, man. Let's play the Sony first. And we're gonna play it at 50% volume on both of them first. And then we'll go to about 80%. So we're gonna play the XE200 first, and here we go with the jam called Luckily and Happily. All right, time for JBL to get some blows in there. Let's go. So smooth. Let's go back to Sony. All right, let's try this track called El Dorado. I love this. Let's go to JBL. Can we do one more track? Let's do one more track. Let's go with the Sony. Let's do Care Package. No, not Care Package. Let's go with Havana. There we go. And this is the Sony. Sony XE200 coming in. Let's get that JBL Flip 6 going. All right, man, all right. Hey, I know what I heard from back here. You guys know what you heard from over there. It is what it is, man. So you always get to decide which speaker you like to hear. But for shits and giggles, because I know you guys like doing wild stuff on this channel, you guys said, oh, I never did a 80% deal. Let me get this thing hooked back up, man. I was going to play the JBL charge for you. That was 50% volume. Let's get the JBL hooked up again. Can we do that? All right, there we go. Fine. Hey, when I hear the Sony by itself, it sounds good, but when I turn on the JBL, the beat hits me, you know what I'm saying? But as I was gonna do, let's go ahead and compare it to the charge, because some of you guys are like, well, it's the size of the charge, you should compare it to the charge. Well, that's a dumb idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I love you guys. Let's crank up the Sony a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. And we'll go back to there's that. And just to show you, I don't think I had the JBL Charge 5 EQ'd. I'm gonna go in here and make sure I didn't have it EQ'd. It should be flat, because that's the last time I tested it, it was flat. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it's flat. It's a flat EQ on the JBL Charge 5, flat EQ on the Flip 6. And that is your comparison, man. Look, JBL Flip 6, Sony SRS XE200. You be the judge on which one you want to pick up. They're both great speakers, man. They really are. But you know, sometimes when you compare a lot of stuff, you know, your ear just get kind of numb to things and you don't know what to choose. Choose what's right for you, depending on form factor and you know, portability and just, of course, sound preference. But either way, I'm no expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is I have a freaking fun job. I love this job, man. I gotta do this stuff for a living. You gotta be kidding me, man. Yeah, y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.